Welcome in, everyone.
Made it.
It's finally time. Welcome to the Sportosocracy, the Ocho. I am, of course, armchair commentary, aka David Smith. You see, I've got my co-host with the mostest, Dubs from
Yes,
Stone
sir.
Sports Podcast. What's up, Dubs?
What's up, man? Appreciate the opportunity. Super excited.
This is, for those that don't know, the rest of the Sportosocracy. We are the Democratic Republic of Sports. Jeremy and Tank do their very best to bring you on a daily basis all of the most important football news in and around the world, and they do a great job of it. But we are missing the puck talk. We're missing the baseball talk because Jeremy doesn't like it, and that's okay.
He only likes it if Creed's involved.
Unless Creed's involved, and that's what we're here for. So we are here to talk hockey. We're here to talk a little bit of baseball. We're here to talk about whatever it is that you guys want to talk about. So we're going to start off, I think, tonight with probably the story that is, I guess, capturing the most amount of news attention on the ice. And that is an arrest has been made and charges of manslaughter had been laid in the untimely passing of Adam Johnson.
Adam Johnson, correct.
Yeah. I don't know how you feel about this. I do want to preface this by saying, not a lawyer.
Nope.
And it is
not one time practice law, nor will I.
And it is not in either of our countries of residence that this case is taking place. So the laws and the rules are different. It's so with that in mind, I think it might be lunacy that's guiding this and uneducation from a ton of folks, because I look at this and go, Marty McSorley, I think, was the last guy that got charged, and he like physically assaulted with the stick, like axe chopping, like
tried to maim.
I don't remember if Todd Bertuzzi got charged in civil court, but I don't think he was charged criminally for the Steve Moore punch in the back of the head, and that was vicious. Of course, neither of those resulted in death. To me, this is a tragic incident that happens when you strap razor blades to your feet and collide at 90 miles an hour.
Right. I agree with you. I think where the fact that like the whole manslaughter thing comes into effect is like people die, like people kill people accidentally all the time.
Yes.
Vehicular manslaughter, like same shit. I think he was clear. Like, I've never played hockey. I don't know what it's like when you're coming in for a hit, but I've seen a million of them. I've never seen a dude lift his leg up like that. Did he try to kill the guy? Absolutely not.
No.
But you accidentally do, you fuck up while you're driving, you accidentally kill somebody, going to jail.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair take. Anytime you jump into contact sports at all, like it's not like we were playing basketball and like if you were playing basketball and you got an elbow to the throat somehow and just couldn't resuscitate. I don't know if it's the same thing, because it's like it's clearly accidental. You jump on the ice and this is what happens, and I'm surprised by it on the one hand, but I'm not necessarily shocked that it's gone this route.
Right.
Some OG Sportosocracy crew in the crowd. What's up, Joiner?
Hell yeah! I can see the chat. We got everything up here, dude.
We are
fucking future.
We are medium tech at best.
Yeah, my computer's sitting on a fucking cardboard box right now. We're a step below that, but I appreciate the gesture nonetheless.
Yeah, thanks for jumping in, Joiner. We appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
I want to move on to something a little more in the now as we continue on our lead segment here. Alexander Ovechkin the Great Eight,
Ovi.
probably the greatest scorer of this generation. He's better than anyone. He's not better than anyone I've seen because I'm old as dirt. But anyone that's younger than me probably hasn't seen anybody score at a clip like Alex Ovechkin. He is at 69 goals short, LOL,
Nice.
of Wayne Gretzky. He had a slow start to the season. What do you think is Ovi's chances of breaking the greats record and finally crossing over into that upper echelon of goal scorers? No one's ever going to touch Wayne's points. I think we just need to put that out there. It's just
Right.
you would have to play for 200 years, and
right.
I think, yeah.
I feel like you're so close at this point, like kind of like how Pujols just got the home run, his chase. You're gonna like stick around until you get it. You know what I mean? He can play one shift a night if he's gonna be around until he gets it. So I 100% think he will. I think it's gonna take a little longer than people think. Not playing great. Capitals power play has been horrific. And that's usually his bread and butter, just sitting there taking fucking rippers. So I think he'll get it, but it's going to be longer than people expect. And
I look at it and I go, his last few seasons starting at this rate, which he has, this isn't new.
No.
He's ended with like 39 or 40 goals in each of those seasons. So I think we're probably 2 years away.
Correct.
Probably 3 on the outside stretch of it. We got Zach jumping in, and this is going to bring us to another great point to start off the show. What do we think of McDavid's start? And I want to parlay that into the hell is going on in Edmonton. So first off, let's answer the question because we want to make sure that you guys are involved as much in this as we are.
Any questions, send them through.
I think McDavid is having a tough start, but part of that has to do with the pressure to perform. Edmonton has had this Stanley Cup favorite tag for a long time now. Leon and Connor have been exceptional players, and they haven't gotten over the hump. And to be fair, they've lost to Stanley Cup champions in the last 2 seasons, so it's not like they're going out to scrubs. They're not. They're going out and they're not quite getting over the hump. I think McDavid in general will be fine. I think that he'll have a good season.
Always.
Mid-plus
points.
Mid-year we'll be talking about how he's on pace to break some sort of stupid record or something,
and how he should get the fuck out of Edmonton.
But the Oilers in general have been real bad. And I wanted to ask you, when do you stop blaming the coach? And when do you start blaming the players and the makeup of the team? Because we go through this in basically every other sport, but no sport does it like hockey, where it's like 8 games, losing streak, you have expectations, and you're canned.
Right. And the Bruins have done it twice.
Mm-hmm. Montreal's done it a bunch of times too.
Right. Like
regular basis.
And it's the same coaches that just recycle, and they get fired in the exact same way, fucking 5 years apart. I think Edmonton's main problem is, like you said, it starts at the top. It's front office stuff. It's roster development. It's baseball, another comparison. It's like the Angels, Shohei and Trout, and you just can't fucking win with it. McDavid, Draisaitl, they put up all these points, fantastic regular season, and then what do you have to show for it? And now, what are they, 2 wins?
Yeah.
It's a dumpster fire, and somebody's head had to roll. And what are you going to do? Be like, well, get the fuck out. We have to rebuild entirely. Like, you got to strip the roster down, because then you're going to lose McDavid. You're going to lose Draisaitl. They're not going to sit through that.
No, I don't think they will. Zach also says, do you think it's the amount of time other teams around the league have had to study him and his style? Not saying McDavid won't adjust. I think that
I don't think it's a him problem.
no, I don't either. He's trying to do too much right now.
Agreed.
It's on his it's I think it's on his mind. I think that, and you can see it in the playoffs last year, especially. There were games he could take over, and he can take over with his speed. But if the puck isn't going in, then it's you end up in a situation where uh, you're not helping the team and you're hurting the team because now you've got four guys pinching in on a back check, and all of a sudden no one's playing defense, and you know it doesn't help that they signed Jack Campbell to a 5x5.
Nope.
That
It
wasn't the
certainly
move.
doesn't. And
I did
especially
wish
when
the best on him.
you have Stuart Skinner supposedly supposed to be the guy. He
I thought
sucks.
I thought Campbell was okay. I didn't think he was the problem, but he's certainly not the number one.
No, and Edmonton has had the same problem for years. They put up a ton of goals and they just get scored on.
It sounds like another Canadian team that I LOL at on a regular basis, and we'll get to them when we get to the power rankings.
We will.
I don't want to dwell on them too long. I want to take a quick detour to baseball while we're on the lead. This week, Brian Cashman, fair or foul, called one of his own players that he signed to a monster contract injury prone.
Not a guy you inherited.
No, he signed him. Is this big deal, little deal, no deal at all?
I would say little deal. Because that's shit you can't let get out. Like that's closed door meeting shit. You say that to your guys when you're talking about building a roster and whatnot. And it's the time of year where you're like, well, this guy's injury prone, we're gonna have to bring somebody in.
Yeah.
But you can't let that get out to the media.
No.
And again, you signed the guy. So your fans are gonna look at you and go, this is your fucking fault. Because they don't want him on the team. They don't want to still be paying that guy.
I don't understand it.
And his agent is the same as Yamamoto's, who they're currently trying to go get. So we'll see if that has anything that comes up to bite them in a little bit.
We've got some interesting weeks coming up around the diamond, and we'll definitely delve more into off-season talk. We'll do some preseason rankings for sure as the show goes along. I do want to get your thoughts on Cole winning his first Cy Young, and Snell getting he's the seventh player to get it in both leagues, AL
Correct.
and NL.
I think he's the seventh person active to have two of them as well.
That's crazy town.
Yeah.
And look, we got some things going on. Things are happening. The A's are moving, or they approve the move.
Oh, did they? I missed that.
Owners, sorry, they're set to vote tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
On the A's proposed relocation to Las Vegas.
So. I was going to say I missed that entirely.
So
they're definitely going though. This was their plan.
That was the plan all along.
Right.
That does it for the lead, everybody. We made it for
Look at that.
Made it through the first segment.
I don't think we really had any technical difficulties either.
The lead is brought to you by us because we're the only sponsor of the show.
Thanks.
If you want to be a sponsor, reach out.
Hit me up.
We have plenty of ideas.
I'm always down to talk business. We'll sit down at a table. I'll get a Zoom meeting going. I'll put on a tie.
No dress shirt, just a tie.
Just a tie. I'll wear this and I'll have the tie on because know it's fucking official that way. But I would love to sit down and talk shop.
All right. So I think the best thing for us to do this week to really show you where our head's at and what we're doing is talk some power rankings.
Let's do it.
We have compiled a list that we've agreed are the current power rankings. Now, you don't have to agree with that. In fact, if you don't, let us know in the chat.
And why?
I'd love to hear why you think you're better than us, because you're not. I'm just kidding. Go ahead and let us know. I'm just fucking so upset. It should come as no surprise, Dubs, who our 32nd ranked team in the NHL is. You want to go ahead and let the people know who you've got placed at 30. It's not Edmonton.
No, it is the San Jose Sharks, which is tough because I've really enjoyed watching the Sharks over the last decade. But those days are gone. Those are dead.
Artur Urbe, man.
Say that again.
Artur Urbe.
Oh yeah. Is that really gonna do it for it? I thought that the Sharks are absolutely dead in the water. I want no part of this team. I don't want to watch them. They lost 2 games this year, giving up 10 goals back to back. By the way,
yeah, it's pretty ugly.
You can't. It's the NHL, dude. You can't give up 10 fucking goals and expect to win. I've seen a ton of, high school amateur, kids hockey leagues growing up.
Absolutely.
10 goals is few and far between.
10 goals is a lot of goals.
That's a lot of goals.
10 goals would be, I think the NHL standard line for goals is 6.5. So they don't expect 10 goals a game. They don't.
Not even close.
Yeah. Even Vegas is like 10's a lot. That's a lot of goals. And that's one-sided. But San Jose did beat Edmonton. So
I'm just gonna start betting Sharks overs. Fuck it,
man. Full send. All right. Number 31, we have the Columbus Blue Jackets, who aren't
San Jose East.
They're not in a great the Blue Jackets made a couple of big splashes a couple of years ago now, and have nothing to show for it. It basically at this point has proven ineffective. And they've had more tragedy off ice than they've had success on ice. They really need to figure out what's going on. Although I love their isn't this Jarmo Kekalainen who's the GM there? I think it is.
I don't know shit about GMs in hockey.
And that's
switched.
That's an awesome name for a
It
GM.
is a fantastic name. Yeah, that's a strong ass name.
So he's
Scandinavian.
He's got some moves to make. What are your take on the Blue Jackets? Where you see them going?
I mean, they took the hockey out of Johnny Hockey. It's hard to do. I want, again, like the Sharks, it's just another team. I see the Bruins are playing the Blue Jackets, and I'm like, I can miss this one.
Yeah, you can sometimes.
Fantilli's fun.
Fantilli is fun.
He is fun.
Yeah. He puts the fun back in hockey.
He does. Maybe he'll bring Johnny Hockey's spark back.
They need a lot more than
that.
Who do we have at number 30?
I gotta pull it up. Sorry.
No,
lost her. Number 30 is going to be the Nashville Predators.
This is a far cry from the Smashville teams of old.
Correct. Throwing fucking flounders on the ice, whatever the fuck.
That was
a fun team.
These guys are in a full rebuild. Shout out to Pecorine. Should be a Hall of Famer.
Should be.
But we haven't seen anything that tells me that they're coming back from anything since he's gone.
Also, shout out Hank for going in the Hall of Fame.
Shout out Hank. Handsome Hank. He's a good-looking fella, man.
Yeah, he's aging far better than Alex Ovechkin.
Yes. Yeah, he is.
Alex Ovechkin looks like Caesar before he got assassinated.
Yeah. Ovi clearly very stressed about scoring goals, and Henrik is I don't know, going to like Maui on a regular basis and just enjoying the sunshine. It's a good time. Number 29.
Number 29 is the Calgary Flames.
On paper, this is a better team.
100%.
This is a better team than 29.
On the ice, they look like 29.
Are they going to blow this?
Huberdeau and Kenny Galladay.
Are they going to
Spider-Man meme?
Are they going to
waste some money?
Are they going to blow this team up before the deadline?
They should.
I think they're going to. Zadorov has already requested a trade out. Huberdeau has been linked to a dozen.
Didn't they give up picks for like Toffoli last year?
Yeah, they did. Thanks.
Oh yeah, right. They got him from you. I didn't even think about that.
They sure did. Thank you. Appreciate that. And we ended up taking Monahan back. We took Monahan from them, and
did you really?
Yeah, and Monahan's doing great.
Yeah, that's a deal and a half.
He's our best player.
Yeah, by far.
Country mile, and that's hilarious to me. They blew it. You blew it.
Yeah, and now you should blow it up and get rid of the rest of it. Yeah, change everything.
Number 28. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Blackhawks.
28 is Mr. Connor Bedard's.
Yeah.
Mrs. Champ says I really love the Blackhawks.
The Taylor Hall and Connor Bedard experience.
How you feeling about Bedard so far?
I think he's awesome. I think he has been like flashes. You've seen the greatness like that. What was it? 4 goals or 4 points? 4 points, right?
4 points. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, he didn't score 4 goals. As soon as I said that, I knew that was wrong.
Yep.
But Connor Bedard he's shown me enough where I'm like, okay, I see it. Like he's gonna be a stud. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get it. 27 is a team that we've talked extensively about during the lead. That's the Edmonton Oilers. Until proven otherwise, this is a top 5 talent team that's performing at bottom 5 talent level.
You're a top 5 talent team that lost to the Sharks.
Yeah. Until you change it, you are exactly where you belong.
Correct. And you'll be there for a while, I think. I don't think this gets better for them. I think this ends with McDavid wanting out.
And he might. 26, old luscious Lou Lamoriello's Islanders.
Luscious Lou.
I mean, they're a team.
They are a team. They're on a 5-game skid right now.
The Islanders used to be something.
They used to be. I used to somewhat fear them in the playoffs. I'd be like, I don't really.
Yeah, if you showed up and you were playing the Islanders, you were in trouble.
Correct. Also, they just lost to Edmonton, which again, by the transitive property, you lost to the Sharks.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Number 25, we have the Minnesota Wild.
The Kirill Kaprizov show.
Yeah.
That's the only part of this team I enjoy. I've always kind of just hated the Wilds, and really for no reason.
This is me and the Tennessee Titans. I have no reason to hate them.
Yeah,
I just don't like
them kind of too. I don't enjoy them. There's nothing about them that excites me. I hate their color scheme.
Something about their face just makes me want to punch.
Yeah, I loved Zach Parise. He went to Minnesota, and I was like, I don't really care about him anymore.
Yeah.
Kirill Kaprizov, I enjoy watching him play, but other than that, super bad. And their penalty kill is atrocious.
Yes.
They're out to like 72% or some shit. It's not good.
It's not good. 24, we have the Ottawa Senators. I apologize for my cough. I am getting over death.
This man was on his deathbed last week.
And there's everything. This is all that's left is this stupid little hitch cough where
your cough sounds like you should have the Stone Sports under your name.
I probably should. The Ottawa Senators at 24.
Correct. Another team that just has zero to excite me. Another team that I think needs to blow it up. They just got new. Did they get new ownership? They did, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got the new ownership, new GM. I think this is the first season of them really instilling a new culture and trying to build something. So they're probably going to float between 23 and 32 the whole time.
What's up? Cook made me hate the Wild, and I've just run with it ever since. Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah. And Zach says Charlie Coyle came from the Wild. Sure, but like
he came from Weymouth. Shut the fuck up, Zach. He's the pride of Weymouth. Don't let Minnesota take claim to Charlie Coyle. That's criminal.
Criminal.
Oh, I'm not gonna forget
that. The newest entry into the NHL, the Seattle Kraken. At 23.
I wish they were better.
They're just not.
I want them to be good so bad.
But you know what? You know what happened?
We saw their ceiling.
Well, the Golden Knights came in and blew the doors off everyone for an expansion team.
Correct.
Year one. And that's because everybody that that was a masterclass in drafting. And the Kraken drafted a really solid defensive foundation with not a lot of flash.
And Matty Beniers.
And really Tanev. They have Tanev too.
Tanev's fun too.
He goes for the best photo day in NHL history every single time. It's just crazy eyes. So 22. One
more thing on the Kraken.
Yeah.
I want them to be better because I watched them play. They took, was it Colorado to 7? It was 7, right?
I think it was 7. Yeah.
Yeah, that we saw their ceiling, and I want to see that again. And
We do.
this is what happens when you just don't have the star power.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how they develop. Number 22, the University of Phoenix. Oh, sorry, I mean the Phoenix Coyotes.
College, was it Phoenix College?
Yeah, yeah.
The online
University of
schooling.
Phoenix Online.
University of
Yeah.
Phoenix Online. Thank you.
This is a fun team, man. They have a lot. They actually have a lot going for them. Again, this
They do.
happened a few years ago, and they couldn't get out of their own way in the city. I really hope that they figure this whole thing out and fix it, because ultimately they have a lot of talent and they're on the up.
I think every team that needs a rebuild should just start playing in a high school arena, and then maybe you'll turn it around as quickly as the Coyotes did. Granted, they sucked for a long fucking time.
They sure did.
But I think they really are on the upswing now. Clayton Keller's a dog. I really like Karel Vejmelka for no reason.
I like that.
Reason.
That's
He's
fine.
Not very good.
No.
But I'm a fan. I enjoy him. But I like Arizona. They're super fun to watch. Them like the Ducks, just upcoming young team that it's fun to watch play hockey. And I really do want to go see a game there, because watching an NHL game and arena of 5,000 people is
where I live. We don't have any pro sports. We do have junior hockey, home of the QMJHL, home
Let's
of
go.
Nathan McKinnon and John Sebastian Giguere played here, and Crosby played against us here, but like a whole bunch of people played here. Our stadium capacity is, I think it's 8 or 9 fully decked. It's not a lot. It's like 8 or 9,000. And that's that's Quebec League, right? And I think when the playoffs are around, they can bump it to 11. It might be 11 now that I say that. Also home to the Halifax Thunderbirds. Shout out Thunderbirds
Shout out
lacrosse.
The Thunderbirds. That's an awesome team.
But
anything with like any adjective with bird in front of it is usually a strong team. Or after it is usually a strong name.
But it's the stadium is electric when you're in that situation. You're basically on top of the action, and you see how fast they are.
Could you imagine a playoff game there?
I've been there. I've been there during the Q League run. You think you mean in Phoenix?
In Phoenix.
Oh, in Phoenix. Yeah, it'd be unreal.
And it would just be packed with the other team's fans, which would make it even better.
It really would be. No, it wouldn't matter. At 21, we have my my pride and joy, Les Habitants, Montreal Canadiens. I'm sorry we beat you in overtime. We didn't mean to.
I know you didn't mean to.
We didn't want to. We didn't
know what we were doing. We woke up like way after. Like we woke up the next morning and we're like, "That was a good game last night. Like, good job." Did we fucking? We lost that? Oh wow.
Yeah. Cole Caulfield is the real deal. I think people shat on him pretty early on. It was a coaching issue. I think Martin St. Louis has done a great job with. This is what happens when you find a good coach and don't fire him based on wins and losses, but on development of actual players. The only issue they have
not based on wins and losses like Jay Woodcroft, or you just fire him because somebody has to die.
Somebody has to go. Yeah. It's Squid Games, baby. Get out.
Exactly.
Montreal's they're on the rebuild. They have too many goalies and lots of assets accumulating. Arbor Xhekaj is my favorite nickname in all of the NHL or Wi-Fi. They're a fun team to watch. They're not going to win a lot of games. They're going to finish somewhere in the 15 is probably the high side, and like 25 is probably the low side, and they're going to be somewhere in the middle of that.
Agreed.
They're going to win
games along.
They're going to win games they shouldn't win, and they're going to lose games they shouldn't lose, but they're about where they should be as a rebuilding team. Still my team, though. We cracked the top 20, the Philadelphia Flyers.
So the Flyers are a team I kept moving around throughout the week doing this. I couldn't figure them out. And I've decided that I think with a couple moves later on in the season that I think they could be really good. They still have Connor Hart, who's an absolute animal. He's got a 91 save percentage right now.
Yeah.
And that's with a horrific defense in front of them. They give up like they average like 3.5 goals against.
Yeah, that's
But
bad.
yeah, it's not great.
It's really
Offense is awesome. And Connor
Yeah.
Hart's awesome. So, like I said, I think they'll be okay in the long run. But
pretty good. They're a good team.
they
They're on the
started out slow.
It hurts you.
Always.
And 19, we've got the Caps. This is really, like we mentioned, Ovi's on a slow start, but outside of, well, I think almost everybody is on a slow start on that team. I don't think anybody's really.
Nope. They have a 7% on the power play.
That's not going to cut it.
No,
that's not going to cut it.
Not at all.
The Gloria-driven St. Louis Blues at 18. No song is going to get them here.
It's another team that's just kind of gross to me.
I really like them when they went on their stretch run, though. They went on that run to win.
That was fun.
It was fun because they came from nothing, and they had a song they played when they won. Wasn't Creed, so Jeremy didn't watch. But it was fun. Like they really rallied around this. Like I think something that's not said enough in all of sports is that locker rooms and personality matters, and they figured it out, and they ended up just like talent aside, they were like, if we all play as a unit, we can get this done, and then they did.
And they beat us, and it hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Barbashev, I'll never forgive you.
Number 17 is the Buffalo Sabres. Not unlike when they had Alexander McGillney. This team is fun. Big, powerful defenseman on the back end, and they're starting to come into their own on the front end. Plus, I'm pretty sure they're bringing back the Buffalo Head as a retro.
Are they? They should bring it back permanently.
The Angry Buffalo is. Where do you rank that? And I like the original. I like the blue, like dual swords crossed. Like
so
the
when they were the Angry Buffalo Head, I always thought it was dumb.
Yeah.
And then they switched it to, like you said, and I thought it was awesome. Really liked it. And now a couple years ago, something switched, and I was like, I didn't appreciate the Buffalo Head while it was there, and now I want it back in a bad way. It's the same thing with the Golden State Warriors.
Same thing happened for the purple dinosaur for the Raptors.
Correct.
Same thing happened for Captain Highliner on the
baseball
Islanders logo.
I'm not thinking of.
The Captain Highliner fishing man logo for the Islanders, I was partial
to.
And people were like, I don't like it. And I was like, you're out of your mind. Let us know in the chat.
Dolphins logo. They need to go back to the old one.
What's a reverse retro that needs to make a comeback? Because the Carolina Hurricanes are bringing their Whalers with the Cooperalls back. So they're going full 80s, like all green Hartford Whaler throwback.
We need to have the Whalers back in general. Yes. And we need to stop letting the Hurricanes use it.
Yeah. 17, we got the Sabres.
Yeah, Tage Thompson, done. Killed him. He's done so.
Yeah.
Hurt his shoulder last night, I believe. Twice. Awesome. They took him off once, and then he came back out, and then they hurt him again. Awesome. So, yeah, tough stuff. So, the Sabres are probably done.
They're probably going to. They're in free fall now.
They really are. And their goalie, that guy should never play again. That guy should not see the ice. Levi? Yeah, that's Levi. I need him not to play a game. If the Sabres want to win, be competitive, anything, they need to find a new goalie, because I watched the Bruins dismantle that guy. And they had to pull him. 5 straight goals. Dunzo.
Getting the hook. The Jets at 16.
I wanted to put them higher.
They're not performing, though.
Exactly.
They're not there yet.
No, they're not. And I don't know why his name is escaping me. Kyle Connor.
Yeah.
Stud. Leading the league in goals along with Austin Matthews. But the Jets are just another team that I don't see much of them. They play in Winnipeg. I don't get to see much of the Jets, so me placing them there was
they're okay. They're an okay team.
Exactly. Bruins
Zach
yellow
comes
jersey.
with the bear roaring. Yeah, I like that.
I like that one too.
You got the Devils at 15.
By the way, while we have the Bruins up, I hate the New Jerseys. I do not like them. I like the bright yellow. The dark gold is too much. I think we look way too much like Vegas. We gave them Bruce Cassidy, and now we took their jerseys. Not a fan of that. So I just wanted to get that out there.
New Jersey Devils at 15 is an interesting spot for them because for a while they were on an absolute ripper.
Yep.
Couldn't miss. And then
still lead the league in power play percentage.
And they're probably a sleeper for the cup.
You're way higher on them than I am.
I think that they've got the pieces. I don't think they're there yet.
I think they have a massive gaping hole at goalie.
Yes. Red and green Devils logo, though? Fire.
You like it?
It just reminds me of my youth. It reminds me of like
fair enough
playing NHL 94, going across the middle with Scott Stevens and wrecking Paul Correa's career. it's
fond memories from my Canadian youth.
Keep your head up, kid. The recently hat-tricked Sidney Crosby and the Penguins at 14.
Correct. This is just a Crosby carry right now. They're like offensively at least. Their defense is
on a tear though. Ovi is on a tear, or not Ovi. Malkin's on a tear right now. Gino's ripping it up.
Yeah, the defense for the Penguins has been really good. Their penalty kill is top 10, and it's been super good lately. I think they've killed 12 straight.
Yeah.
And the offense just needs to step up and follow suit, and they'll be fine. But like you said, Malkin's killing it. Crosby's killing it.
They just need to keep going.
Right. They'll sneak in the playoffs, and they'll do, Penguins things. Everyone go, oh, shit, Penguins back. They're going to make – remember like 10 years ago now? It feels like Penguins could do absolutely no wrong. It was all anybody talked about hockey-wise, Crosby and Malkin and Phil Kessel and Fleury. And
it's probably too old for you. It's probably too old for you, but I'm going to say it anyway because my favorite thing was so there used to be these old commercials during the Stanley Cup playoffs, and it was the Penguins are coming, and it'd be like I know what you did last summer-esque. So it'd be like someone picks up the phone and it'd be like penguin noises. And then it'd be like, it would like pan to a penguin holding the phone with the Stanley Cup behind it. And it's like, the Penguins are coming. And they were making a run for the cup. That's back in the, like, I bet you can't eat just one Mark Messier with the Rangers Lay's chips ads. Like we're talking like way back throwbacks here, but is what it is. I'm aging myself. Okay.
I fucking hate the Penguins, and I've heard way too much about them forever, and I want them to go away, but they're never gonna go away. They're gonna do the Penguin things. They'll end up in fucking playoffs, and maybe they'll make some noise. Maybe they'll get Mount's first round. Who knows?
We'll see.
For now, they're 14, and that's probably where they'll stay for a little bit.
The Lightning at 13.
Yeah, they're a team that's probably too high. I'm giving them credit because of their past.
They're older.
They are older. Their defense is not the same. Vasilevsky's out. Kucherov's killing it though.
Makes a big difference.
It really does. I think they'll right the ship, but they've severely underperformed so far this year.
Yep.
And that's going to land you outside the top 10.
12, we've got the Ducks. Quack, quack, quack.
Whack.
Charlie Convoy. Charlie. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Conway. Yeah.
Convoy's cars.
Yeah, triple deke. Come on, man. Classic. I'll get it eventually.
My favorite is playing pickup basketball, and you yell "Flying V." And everyone comes down the court, and it's the best. Nobody's ever ready for it, and it never works.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Ducks at 12 they're a young team, but they're on the upswing. Finally.
They are, finally. They'll probably find a way to fuck it up.
Yes.
Trevor Zegras, super underperforming right now.
Yep.
I think what is it? 2 points, 3 points.
Yeah, it's not enough.
It's bad.
Yeah,
It's real bad. But
stop doing the Michigan and score regular goals. You'll be fine.
thank you. There you go.
Yeah.
But Mason McTavish, Leo Carlson,
Leo
dogs
Carlson looking like a steal of the draft.
for real.
Like really looking like a steal of the draft. Hey, look who's back almost in the top 10 again. It's the Detroit Red Wings. No Patrick Rush in the house tonight to tell us how Detroit is the man. Or maybe he is. I don't know if he is or not. Detroit at 11. Are we finally over the Steve unbuilding? Are we finally back to like seeing the Wings back there?
I think we are. I think this team had so many high draft picks and like they've all been playing and it eventually you got to hit on some of these guys, right?
Yeah. It's the NHL.
Right. And their offense is really good. Dylan Larkin's a stud, Mo Sider's a stud. They're not there yet. I feel like they're going to be a team that does really good in the regular season, ends up in the playoffs, and gets bounced first round, and they have to go back and readjust some things. But either way, you're finally rebuilding and on a good track. So feel good.
Feel good. It looks good. That brings us to the top 10. The top 10 is brought to you by us because we're the only sponsors for the show.
It's brought to you by me.
You have the Maple Leafs at number 10.
I do.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I would have them that high, and I know that's a hot take. This is a team that is going to make the wrong decision about who they should move, and it's going to bite them in the ass again. Just like when they decided to keep Raycroft, and just like when they decided to move on from, I mean, you pick your poison. They've only done this a dozen or so times.
Right.
This team is going to trade William Nylander.
Correct.
And it's the wrong move.
Correct.
It's 1000% the wrong move.
He's also having a hell of a contract year.
He is their best and most consistent performer year in, year out. He is not someone that and Montreal's played them a few times in the playoffs, usually beat them, which is like, LOL. How did you lose to us? We were a play-in team in a regular year. We would have never been there. But
sometimes you fall asleep, you wake up in the morning, you go, "What the fuck did I do?"
It blows my mind. The only guy that ever showed up was Morgan Riley on the back end, who's a stud.
Ends up in the penalty box and inopportune times.
And William Nylander. And I got to be honest with you, they're gonna deal Nylander at some point because of cap issues more than anything.
100%.
They don't have the goaltender to support this. All of the guys that they brought in to be tough guys are either not playing or not playing well enough to matter. Like Ryan Reeves does not scare me. He doesn't scare me. He's never scared me.
No, well, he goes out there and fights somebody, and that's it.
And then he's off.
Right.
And Zach pointed out that Tyler Bertuzzi chose them over you guys. I'll be honest with you. If you were flashed the money that Toronto was going to flash him, you'd probably take it too. Correct. And they should be winning games. They're very talented. Like, I don't like the guy. I think he's a piece of shit. But Austin Matthews is a good scorer. He's a good goal scorer.
Really bad.
Not as good as this one. This is
much,
of
course,
much
not
better.
I shouldn't be telling you have bad facial hair. Okay. I really shouldn't.
It's fine. Look, I usually have a beard. It's we do Movember up here.
No, you're fine. I'm talking about Austin Matthews.
Matthews is trash.
Yeah.
He scores and acts like he's saved the team and then, doesn't get back defensively and do enough. I think the team overall is just constructed so poorly and is so top heavy on the forward contracts.
Correct.
That they can't do anything about it. Their back end is weak and light. Like there's no depth to it. Once you get past the Riley line, it's
over.
There's nothing.
If one of those guys goes down, you really want those second and third line guys playing significant minutes in the playoffs.
And that's fine when you're playing the Sabres or the Habs or the Kraken, and you can make up for it elsewhere.
Teams like Florida, Boston, New York, Carolina.
When you're playing Vegas and they're running 3 defensive pairings that are better than one of yours, that's when you get into the problem. So Maple Leafs at 10.
They're the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL.
That's a very apt way to put it. I can't wait for the Leaf fans to come rip us for that.
Oh, I can't.
The Kings at
ready
9.
For it. The Kings at 9. So I had them at 10.
Yeah,
because I really haven't watched much of them, but the stats say they should be a top 10 team. I was going to put them at 10, and then I had the Maple Leafs at 9, and I went, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. So I let the Maple Leafs be number 10 and put the Kings at 9. But this is another team I haven't watched much of. This is a team that's rebuild, I feel like, was quicker than expected.
Yep.
So being a top 10 team right now, you're playing with house money.
Zach said that Bertuzzi said that Toronto was closer to a cup than Beantown, and I just don't see. I mean, look, I get it. You lost some top end talent, but not that much.
Us?
That you would, yes.
Yeah,
Boston
I
did.
will get. I feel like
you'll fall a little bit from where you are right now. I think,
correct,
but you're still going to be in the mix.
Yeah,
and all you got to do is get to the mix.
Jim Montgomery's a stud.
Yeah. The Avalanche at 8. That's a good team. That's a good hockey team.
Fantastic team. Avalanche are. I want to say that they're a top 5 team, and I think they're playing down a little bit, but they're 5th in shots on goal and 7th on shots against. So that's a formula to win hockey games. They're a really talented team. They got people out to injury right now, so hopefully once they get healthy and really start clicking, they're going to be.
I feel like this is one of those teams that's like, yeah, we just got to get through the regular season good enough.
Exactly.
So like, once we get to the playoffs, that's when we turn. They're doing the Tampa Lightning.
I was just going to say that's how Tampa was for the last few years.
Yeah. Number 7, we got
5 unanswered on the Kraken the other night. On Monday, I was watching that game, falling asleep.
They are a very good team. We've got the Panthers at number 7.
Fuck the Panthers.
I knew you would say that.
They're like number 1 on my hit list in hockey right now. I mean, the Maple Leafs are always number 1, but like outside
do you know why
of that,
they should be?
Because they fucking ruined our season.
Because they're good and they get in your face and they're scummy. They're everything that Brad Marchand used to be. And
captain? Captain, my captain?
No, not as captain. When he was licking people's cheeks, that guy. They're a scrappy. They are a team that has an identity, and they play to that identity, and because of that, they will win a lot of hockey games, like them or not. And they're super fun once your team is out of the playoffs.
And they're super fucking hittable and not shit.
When they're playing Toronto, I love no one better.
Fair play. Once they beat us and they got to go play Toronto, I was like, have fun, Maple Leafs, because they're gonna smack you in the mouth, and they did.
And they sure did.
They sure did. They got a full fucking hand, every finger, every bit of the palm. That shit turned bright red. Felt that the next day.
Number 6, we got the Carolina Hurricanes. Is this finally the year?
We say this every year.
I know we do.
And then they get hurt right at the beginning of the playoffs, or their defense falls apart. It's something's going to happen with Carolina that will prevent them from being the team that we all know they can be. And again, I would like them to stop wearing Whalers stuff. I'm glad they're keeping it alive and going, but it's like it's not yours.
As someone who is a fan of a lot of New England things, I can concur. Funny story about the Canes. They need another goalie.
They sure do.
Montreal has a goalie, but how LOL would that trade be? Like, hey, we really want Jake Allen to be like, no,
you can't have him. Actually, we're not going to do that.
Maybe I don't think so. Maybe you can give us someone back. I don't know. Like maybe you can pay the salary of a forward. who we could maybe use. Someone with the last name starts with K.
Maybe,
it's not a big deal.
Yeah, maybe like he was the third overall, like a third overall pick. Like that's kind of
Yeah.
what we're looking for.
They just have the opportunity to do the funniest thing, and it's just
Yeah, it would be
I can't
awesome.
wait for it to happen.
It would be
for
fucking
like,
awesome.
Hey, you can't have him. We're gonna sign him to this ridiculous deal. He's not gonna live up to it, but we're gonna sign him to it. And then it's like, hey, so we need help. And it's like, I don't think we're gonna do it. Number 5, the Dallas Stars. This team is a unit right now.
I really like the Stars. This is another team I kind of fell in love with watching the playoffs. I watched, I think, every game of the hockey playoffs last year. I was laid up in bed with surgery. Yeah, I was in bed doing nothing but watching hockey playoff basketball. And they were
hockey
awesome.
playoffs were 10 times better than the basketball playoffs last year.
Yes, they were. Watching Ottinger, the goalie, just go off for the Stars last year. That whole Wild series was crazy. But yeah, Stars are a team I really enjoy watching. And offensively, I feel like they've underperformed so far this year. They haven't had that like big goal scoring effort. Robertson, not really there.
Not
but
yet.
They're still keeping afloat. Their defense is great. They don't give up a lot of goals. They're just a really good, well-coached hockey team. And they'll be top 5 probably most of the season. I think they'll be a favorite when we come down to the wire.
The bread man delivers at number 4.
He sure does. The bread man giveth, the bread man taketh away. Shout out Bertleby Macklin.
Rangers are rolling right along. Haven't missed a beat. Is Zibanejad still there?
He sure is.
Hell of a flow.
Hell of a flow
on that guy.
That guy likes to argue with referees. He has a referee vendetta.
I hate the New York Rangers. I hate them.
I used to hate them more, and my co-host is like the biggest Rangers fan you'll meet, and they grew on me a little bit because of that. But when it comes down to it, we play them, my hatred comes back out. Like it's fine until I have to see them, and then then we got issues.
Shout out to Brian Leach and that whole unit that won in '94. They were great. I have no issue with them. Montreal is on a Cinderella run for Carey Price, going through winning games they have no business winning. And Chris Kreider and his rat face skates first into Carey Price's knee. Never an opportunity again to win it until we get into the like post-COVID like weirdo Canada Division Cup run where we went up against where we beat everybody and then had nothing left and had to play Tampa Bay, who was like double the roster size of us in terms of talent.
Just ready to skull fuck you.
Yeah, it was, like, hey, congratulations, you've won the Division 2A championship. Now here's the Division 1 champ.
That happened to us in basketball for states one time. We ended up like literally that exact thing, and we ended up first, like we got up for warm-ups, layup lines. First dude, like windmill dunks. We're like, this is gonna be a long fucking day. Thank God that kid fouled out in the first half, but it did not stop the bleeding.
I have no love lost for the Rangers or Chris Kreider at that matter.
I need to clip that last part and send it to my Stone Sports co-host because that man loves Chris Kreider like no other. I don't think I could have two people on opposite ends of the spectrum more on Mr. Christopher J. Kreider.
Yeah, and Zach's got it exactly right. He's from Boston. It's hard to like New York teams at the end of the day.
Always.
I get it.
Always.
Hashtag fuck the Yankees. The Bees at number 3. Bruins are playing really well right now, except for losing to Montreal in overtime. You didn't mean to, but you did it.
Yeah. You slip up. Yeah. Things happen.
All of a sudden, you're getting scored on by, I can't even remember who scored that game winner. Matheson? Someone who had no business scoring it.
It was like Matheson. I couldn't remember it either till you said it. It was Matheson.
Like, what the hell happened there?
We're playing way better than I expected. I thought this team was going to take a much bigger step back. Zach in the chat can attest to this. We had many an argument of
they're a top
the
10
Boston
team.
Bruins this year. Yeah, they are. I think we're, like I just said, we're overperforming. We're going to come back down a little bit, but
yeah, they're a top 10 team. Vancouver at number 2.
Kids are playing good.
Kids are playing good. Vancouver at number 2.
Fantastic team.
Elias Pettersson, 25 points.
Dog.
League leader.
Yeah.
Holy
Also,
cow.
they have Hughes, Besser, somebody else. They have like 5 guys in the top 5 in points.
They should have
That's
been better
fucking
last
crazy.
year, and they weren't. And now we're seeing what happens when they're good.
They have a 33
yeah.
goal differential.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
And our number
Thatcher
1 team,
Demko, way back.
Jesus. Shout out Bobby Lou. Number 1 team is the Vegas Golden Knights. Las Vegas
Easy.
is not a juggernaut, but they're a juggernaut.
They've been dominant since they came into the league as an expansion team. That's fucking wild.
That is the best argument for playing as a unit as I've ever seen.
Yep.
Those guys all came in with chips on their shoulders. Oh, you don't want me? I'm going to show you why you should have kept me.
Yeah.
And every one of them was on that same mindset, that same mentality. That was the did you ever hear the story of Edelman going to practice with Brady?
Yeah.
Where he's like, why you got a picture of the Super Bowl? He's like, that's where we're going to play the last game of the season, baby.
It's where we're going.
That's
where we're going to take you.
That's the mentality of Vegas. Vegas is always, win the cup. We're going to get there, and we're going to do it fast. So,
and they needed a coach, and we said, here you go.
We did it. We made it through our power rankings a little slower than we really will for make some power rankings off because nobody needs to hear about why the Sharks are still bad, but the Sharks are bad.
It's our first one. We had to give you the whole scoop.
Oh, we got to give you the whole. We got to let you know where we're coming from. Game of the week this week, and Tampa's going to play Chicago on the 16th. Oh, that's Thursday. That's not a bad game. Detroit and Toronto on Friday looks like a good one. But I think I got to go with our Saturday rematch, Boston-Montreal, because I'm a complete homer and I want to see it.
Works out nicely.
Realistically, Colorado-Dallas on Saturday is probably the game of the week.
That one's fantastic. Florida-Anaheim Friday night, I think, is going to be pretty good. Maple Leafs Red Wings on Friday night as well.
Yeah, that's a good slate. Buffalo Winnipeg is the third. So Friday, we're gonna go Friday as our game of the week games.
Love it.
Whatever you want to call it. I had MLB offseason on here. To be honest, nothing's happened. Everyone has opted for free agency. I think next week we'll probably delve a little deeper into some of the other things that are going on, unless you had something that was top of mind.
I got betting favorites for Shohei.
Do it.
So number 1, obviously, the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're the favorite for everybody every offseason for the history of time. But they're at plus 110 right now. Chicago Cubs, plus 350. San Francisco Giants, plus 650, which honestly, I think that's where he ends up. I don't know why. Yeah, I just have a gut feeling. I've been saying that since the middle of last season. Well, this just season passed. But yeah, I've been saying it for a few months now. I think that's where he's going to end up. Don't really have any reasoning to it, just a gut. Yankees plus 800, Mets plus 800, Rangers plus 900, Red Sox plus 1,000. I don't think we're getting him. I would love to have him.
I don't think he's going. If he's going to the AL East, he's coming to Toronto. He's not going to New York. I don't think he's going to New York.
I don't think he is either.
I don't think New York is even trying to get him.
Why
I think
Toronto?
They have other targets. So Toronto was on his short list for coming over in the first place.
Okay, so were we.
He had 3 teams on there, and you were one of them, and we were one of them.
Yep.
There's already guys on. It's the same reasons that Boston would be a favorite. You have language barrier solved. Toronto's big sell is that they actually have a pretty big local scene for him to fit into where he wouldn't feel out of place. There's a massive Japanese population there. It's not like he'd be going into, and I'm not saying that Boston doesn't have it. I'm just saying it's a well-defined area in Toronto, and it's always been a selling point is that it's an international city. Hyunjin Ryu
very much is. I went to Toronto one time and I was shocked by the amount of
Yeah.
I thought I figured it'd be like a regular city. Thought it'd be no, it's not. There's every person there.
I don't know if Ryu is coming back or not. We'll see what happens with him. But if he's back, I think that's a big help because Ryu would have been there. He would have been one of the guys he would have looked to originally when they were coming over. I think that there's an outside chance the Jays are also looking to make a big splash, and I don't know if that's what it is.
You guys are plus 2,000, by the way,
which sounds about right. I think it's an outside shot. I just think it's an interesting shot. Also, if you were to tell him, look, we've got Vladdy, we've got Bo, we've got Cavan, we've got Gosman, we've got, Barrios. That's a team.
That's where you guys have more than us.
That's where you look at that team and you go, all right, yeah, this should probably be a team that's winning, and it's better constructed than what he's got in LA. And I think there's an opportunity. I think there's an opportunity for him to win here. I don't think we get him. I think that no one's even mentioning Toronto. I think it would be a huge splash. I think it would be hilarious if it happened. But we'll see. Shohei's interesting. He's an interesting guy, and I don't know if it's. I don't know if he's just going to go where the money's biggest.
Right. I think he wants to win more than anything.
Zach with the comment of the day: Sharks being bad is valid info.
Yeah, can't argue that. They're going to be bad for a minute too.
They really are. Yeah, look, there's going to be more off-season stuff. Next week we'll have information on the A's and what's going on.
Yes.
There.
MVP finalists came out tonight too.
Yes, so we'll definitely chat that.
I got one thing on that too. Now that I said it, why did the MLB wait so long to do awards?
I don't know.
It bothers me.
We've been finished the season for what feels like a month,
and nobody gave a shit for long.
No, you're out of the news cycle at this point.
Right.
Major League Baseball is really bad at marketing. That's the problem.
It's so bad. I don't understand how nobody has hopped in and fixed that shit.
That's the other sell to most of the teams on the East Coast is that Shohei's marketing through the roof. Toronto, New York, Boston, all significantly better markets to do. Not better than LA, but you get the East Coast bias, and we win that every time.
Every time.
I know we win it every time because just watch Sunday Night Baseball. And it's always an East Coast team.
Every single time. The farthest west you'll get, I mean, obviously you get like the Dodgers sometimes, but
sure.
Cardinals, Cubs.
Yeah.
Usually we're going.
Usually it could be the Red Sox and Yankees, and you could be in 4th and 3rd in the AL East, and they would be like, it's Sunday Night Baseball. It's Sox and Yanks. And they'd be like, aren't we both bad? And they'd be like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's not a thing.
I remember we were playing them, and they were highlighting Greg Bird. As the Yankees' best player, and I was like, "This is a tough state of baseball. This is a tough state of Boston, New York."
Yeah. Last call, man.
I never make it to the last call.
We have made it through episode 1 of the Ocho. So every week, we are going to be bringing this to you. We're going to try to keep it hour-ish. I mean, look, if chat is bumping and we have things going, then it might run a little long, but
absolutely.
We're not hard and fast on this, but we're going to try to keep it an hour-ish because we respect people's time. We're respectful gentlemen.
However, these are my only Wednesday night plans, so if you want me to be here, I'll be here.
If you have anything you want us to talk about, any stories that you see during the week, you can hit us up on the socials. I don't have Discord open, so I can't share the Discord link, but get in the Discord. You can find me at Armchair Commentary. I think I have that right here in this banner. I don't have the banner. That's fine. Listen,
I was excited. I was waiting for it. I was going to get real into the whole display.
I had it, and then I deleted it when I was creating the other banners because I'm a noob. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We appreciate everybody jumping into the very first episode of the Ocho. Tell your friends, this is the place for the puck talk. We'll be back next Wednesday with updated power rankings, chats about Oakland A's, maybe some Shohei news.
Yes, sir.
And who
F1,
knows?
Vegas
Who knows?
coming up too.
We got to talk F1 Vegas because that's going to be a thing.
It's gonna be a spectacle.
It's going to be a spectacle, and that's about all it's going to be.
Correct.
Max.
We already know who wins. Yeah.
Max is going to win by 100 fucking years. So,
A minute 30.
Everybody be well, and we'll see you next week. Peace.